Hey, what is up? It's your boy Japanico Communist, and today, guys, I'm going to go teach you guys how to go ahead and make charcloth. Now, before I get into making this, however, I'm probably sure you guys are wondering, Chris, what's charcloth? Well, let me go ahead and explain it to you. Basically, charcloth is a really cool, eco-friendly way to go ahead and start fires. Now, this has been around for a couple of hundred years, actually, and stuff. I would say, maybe like 1700s, 1800s. But basically, all it consists of is cloth that was just turned into charcoal, that is then used to go ahead and help assist in lighting fires. Now, I'm going to go over the rough method of how to do it today. I'm not going to actually make it right now because I shot a video doing it before but erased it like an idiot and I'm just lazy. So I'll just explain it real quick. So what you're going to need are basically three things. So let me flip the camera around real quick. What you will need is a fire source of some sort. You need a can. Can be, or a tin, it can be anything onto it and stuff like that. In this case, I just used an old jasmine tea tin that I cut 2 holes into the top. You can use an Altoids tin, anything like that. Preferably something that doesn't have paint because the paint will melt off and burn and make an awful smell. And then finally, you'll need some sort of cloth. Now, the best cloth to use for this stuff is anything organic, obviously. Well, actually, it's not even the best. You need to use something natural fibers, be it cotton, hemp, that kind of stuff. The reason for that is if you're using anything that's like nylon or what have you and stuff, it's going to start on fire. Or not start on fire, but it's going to melt. And obviously, you don't want that. You want to make charcoal. So the first step you're going to do is you're going to go open up the tin that you have your holes cut into it. Very important for that. And you're going to go take cloth. This is actually finished charcloth, but let's just pretend for argument's sake that this is just normal. It was the normal cloth. Originally, this is just cloth that I got from a cotton t-shirt that I wasn't using. And you just put it inside here. You'll set it onto there. Turn it onto the heat. And once that's done, smoke will start coming out of the top. Once it finishes smoking, it should be done. Obviously, take it off. Use a tongs if you can. And then let it come out. Let me get this off. We'll open real quick. And the end result will look something like this. Now, the best way, there are several ways to tell if your charcloth is done. One is testing it and stuff, but I find the easiest method is just to go ahead and using just your fingers, find a small spot and try to separate it a little bit. If it tears easily, like so, with minimal effort, then I find it's done. Now that that's been said, let's actually go ahead and show how this works. All right, guys, so this is, now that you have your charcloth, I'm going to show you guys how to use this. Now, there's 2 ways that I usually like to use this as a fire starter. Typically, I like to go use jute rope that I've kind of taken apart and turned it to a bird's nest. Now, for the fire starting methods, I use one of 2 methods. I use a ferro rod, which is basically very similar to a flint and steel. And the second one that I use is a good old magnifying glass that I use on the charcloth. Now, to be fair, if you have a, let's hammer it down here. If you happen to have, let me just set this up so you guys can see. If you have just the jute rope by itself, you don't necessarily need to use the cloth if you have a ferro rod, because as you can see, this is extremely, if I can get it, flammable. But what you do, let's say that you don't need to light that right away and stuff, and you want to go use a little bit to get that. What you're going to do is take a little bit of charcloth, and you can use the same, you can use the ferro rod onto that because it will catch too. But if you want to be a little bit more energy efficient, what I like to do, set it in a bird's nest like so, and then use my magnifying lens. Let me get this out using the old sun trick method. Get a beam onto there. See, maybe spread it out a little bit easier so it starts smoking. And already it's starting to go. And then from here, you can see smoke. And there you go. And that's what you could use for a basic tinder. Now, obviously, you're going to need to use more leaves, woods, that kind of stuff on top of it to build a proper fire, as anyone that's been in Boy Scouts or done camping can tell you and stuff. But this is a very simple, very easy, eco-friendly way to go ahead and make that. And it's an incredibly simple process. So if you guys ever have a chance, I recommend trying it out. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you like more want to see more content like this, like and subscribe.